guys and girls, and welcome to another suggestions video. This is a suggestion I made a long time ago, when I was sort of 13, 14 years old. Popped it on the old RuneScape forums, and it got some decent feedback. So anyway, without further ado, let's get straight into it. It's called the HAM Colosseum, and I'm sort of advertising it as the ultimate test for PvMers, and also it could work as an item sink as well. So the basic gist of it is a Roman Colosseum. So I'm videoing the Nightmare Zone at the moment because this could be a similar layout for it, obviously with the seating area around the outsides though. And like most Roman Colosseums, I imagine them with like sand on the floor. So this could be implemented into the desert area, which I know some people have been saying the desert needs well, more things, more stuff to do basically. So yeah, that could be a possibility. Speaking of possibilities, it could be that to unlock this mini game, you need to do a quest. So a very brief premise for this is that you're captured and forced into a human versus monster duel, where you have to try and survive wave after wave of different creatures, and once you've defeated the said creatures, you pounce upon the now shocked leader of HAM, massacre his guards, and take him to the king to be punished and what have you, and then that will unlock the minigame. I'm not too well up on the lore of the HAM quests. I can't remember exactly how they are, because most of my quests, all I remember is pressing spacebar continuously, so yeah. So yeah, the basic idea of this is, so you're in the Colosseum with either yourself, so you can do a solo or with a team, and it's just wave after wave of different types of monsters until you die. That's basically it. So the aim of the game is to survive as long as possible, and make your name and fame on the high scores. A few other possible suggestions towards this are resupplies. So there could be resupplies, so potions and food that drop every certain amount of waves in a decreasing amount, so that eventually you and your mates, or just you, will die. And then modes wise, so there's a risk-free, safe mode, so you don't lose any items if you die in this mode. But there is a risky, unsafe version, so that if you do die in this mode, you will lose your stuff. And I'm suggesting separate high scores for these two modes. So that's where the item sync comes in, because obviously if you're doing the risky, you chose to do the risky mode, then you're going to lose your items because you are guaranteed to die at some point. And it's all in the name of trying to get to the best position on the leaderboard. Carrying on with the modes, so there's fixed waves, so waves of monsters that are in a fixed order and therefore can be memorized by playing this for a while, or random waves, which is waves of monsters that are completely random, and then that therefore promotes quick thinking and reactions and good strategies as well. So that would be interesting to see. Custom as well, so you could customize what monsters. It's a bit like Nightmare Zone where you customize the bosses. This time you could customize the type of monster that comes at you in waves. And as I said earlier, you could complete this solo or in a team of up to a certain amount of players. So to further promote strategies and quick thinking, obstacles could be placed in the arena so that certain monsters could be lured into safe spotting positions. And the obstacles could change around after each wave or after so many waves. And this could be a fixed change, so the obstacles can move around in a fixed way, or randomly. So obviously the random element would promote more quick thinking. You're going to have to be on the ball if it's completely random, and especially if you're working as a team, you're going to have to think and work together, so that would be very interesting to see. And speaking of seeing, moving on to spectator mode, so much like a Roman Colosseum, there's a seating area around it. And if you're not participating in this gladiatorial combat, then you can watch them. You're allowed to sit in the seating area and spectate the fights, and not only that, but you can also shout out your opinions to the rest of the arena goers, and by that I mean you can type in the chat box and it'll appear to everyone in the arena, both spectators and the fighters. So you can praise the people fighting if they're doing well, or boo them and show your displeasure if they're not. Rewards wise, I'm thinking possibly cosmetics, so maybe some improvements to the HAM outfit to make it look look pretty badass, or maybe a gladiator set that provides good combat bonuses or something. But personally, I think the main reward and incentive should be the high scores, like getting top or as high as you can on the high scores. And speaking of the high scores, so it'll be split into risk-free and risky game modes, also split into fixed and random waves game modes, and possibly custom as well, and also split into solo and team. The problem with adding more sort of variables is that the high scores will be harder to sort of arrange in a nice way, but that's the basic idea. And a quick note to end is that there could be many games going on at once, so some sort of searching interface would be good to for spectators, so that they can search for a particular person or a particular team that they want to see. So that's the suggestion in a nutshell. So let us know what you think, and yeah, thanks for listening.